Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Secrets of the Viz. Today we have Stanley who is here to share a little bit on his Viz of the day, Taiwan's Pride. Welcome, Stanley.
Hi, Louis. Thanks for having me. So, my name is Stanley. I'm a current undergraduate student at Bucknell University, majoring in business analytics. I got started with Tableau around a year ago, and I learned the basic design techniques in my data visualization class. How do you make charts? How do you design a dashboard? What are the best practices to tell a story using Tableau? Things like that.
So, when you're getting started in Tableau, what are the resources that are useful for you apart from whatever you're learning in school?
I would say the most valuable resource you can get is the Tableau community forum, where people ask and answer questions, post their workbook and solution, because you encounter that type of problem solving and learning when you are working on something. So the more process you go through, the more you understand Tableau deeply from how it works, rather than taking pills into boxes and make a chart. That's what I found most useful along the way. And in addition to that, there are great resources, workshops that you can watch. But I would say getting our hands on to building the visualization worth a lot more than watching tutorials and other things.
Yeah, that's a very good call out because with the technical software, there's only so much you can learn from theory and just looking at how people build stuff. But the best way to learn is actually just get your hands dirty, like I said. So your Viz was awarded the Viz of the Day recently, and it's about the Pride story in Taiwan. Walk us through on how you decided on the design.
Of course. So the inspiration of building this visualization came from the Tableau public page in data Pride section. And I was going over the quizzes being published there. Most of them are built for the Pride story in the US, Canada, and Europe, which makes sense because most Tableau users are from these regions. And I was thinking, I speak more than one languages. I could add in something that people would otherwise not know about Pride. Taiwan came to my attention immediately because when you think about Asia in general, the entire region is extremely conservative about same sex marriage, pride, and all of the community around them. And Taiwan made something really substantial and made their same sex marriage legal in 2019. That's something I believe would be beneficial to share within the community.
That sounds perfect. Taiwan was the first country in Asia to recognize same-sex marriage. And recently I read Thailand is the second on the board. It's nice that countries within Asia are also acknowledging diversity and inclusion.
Absolutely, I totally agree. Right. So the Tableau dashboard technically has no chart in it. If you take a look at my timeline here, it's literally bunch of dots. There's no axes because I'm putting years into the columns. And this is where I believe storytelling comes into place, making it more important than the technical build of a chart. This Tableau story is communicating how Taiwan moved from a conservative understanding cultural recognition of same-sex marriage all the way to recognizing it and being the first country in Asia to do so. Now, thinking about storytelling, the most powerful medium to communicate a story is images. In Tableau, I was able to use the tooltip function to display the images. Let's first take a look at my worksheet. As you can see, each row level of my detail represented year. And for those years where a significant event took place, I have a true versus false field indicating whether this year should be displaying an image or not.
Yeah, that's really great. So just a call out over here. I think when building visualization, people often think about, oh, I have to have like a huge amount of data to analyze. But what you have just demonstrated is you only have about like 30 rows of data. That is a simple data set craft into a story that makes sense to the audience. So this actually shows how powerful data storytelling is.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think this is an illustration of using Tableau as a storytelling tool rather than a simple data visualization tool. So going back to my workbook, I have a image sheet. I basically put the chart column into the wheel. If we change that into discrete dimension, now we are telling Tableau, give me each unique item under this chart column. Then we turn this mark label into shape. Go to your custom shape on your document folder. It could work different on different environments and versions, but there is a way to add custom images into your icon folder. And that's what I did here. I matched my year to the images that I was trying to display here. Not only you can display a dimension or a matrix on your tooltip, you can also insert a sheet here. So in this case, I basically inserted my image sheet first, as well as my text sheet. Now, what is my text sheet? My text sheet is the description that you see when you hover on these circles. By putting these two things together and embed them into the tooltip of my timeline, we were able to achieve this dynamic update of image and the description associated.
That's very cool. So in terms of the annotations that you have over here, I can see that these are all text objects within the dashboard itself. Did you had to look through news sites and wiki sites just to get all this information to plot your story?
Yes, absolutely. This comes back to what we were talking earlier. I speak both English and Mandarin, so I was able to browse news articles and social media posts in Mandarin to get all of this description of essential events.
That's really good. Is there anything that you are currently working on that you want to give a tease our audience?
Absolutely. In fact, I have another visualization project under development right now. It is going to be about the education opportunity in Afghanistan and how that's changed after the 2021 Taliban's takeover of the country.
There's a project called Vis for Social Good.
Mhm.
And I think it's really aligning to what you have passion about. So you can take a look at their data sets over there, and I encourage anyone in the audience as well, if you are interested in creating vises that tell a story for elevating humanity in general. I
Right.
think Vis for Social Good has a lot of good data sets and theme going on. So thank you, Stanley, for spending time with us today in another episode of Secrets of Vis. I hope everyone learned something, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.